All right, you're going to want to stick around for this one because today we're digging into a story that honestly sounds like it was ripped from a movie script. We are talking about a massive legal judgment, not just the promise of money someday, but being used as actual currency right here, right now. So how on earth does that work? Let's get into it. First off, let's just let this number sink in for a second. $900 million. That is a staggering amount of money. And trying to actually collect a sum like that, it can take years. You're talking appeals, legal battles, endless delays. But what if you didn't have to wait? What if you could use that value today? And that, right there, is the big question we're tackling. Can you really take a piece of paper, a legal document that says you're owed almost $1 billion, and just trade it? Swap it for actual services without any cash ever moving? Well, the answer is pretty wild. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with the trade itself, then we'll look at why it's even legal in the first place, the rules of barter, that tricky question of value, how you make it official, and finally, what it all means. All right, so let's set the scene. You've got Company A, and they've just won this huge $900 million arbitration award. Now, what's an arbitration award? Basically, it's a final, legally binding decision. It's not a suggestion. It says you are owed this money, period. But instead of waiting forever to collect, they want to use that value now. That's when Company B comes along and says, hey, how about this? Give us the award, and we'll give you a whole bunch of valuable services in return. So, to really get how this trade can even happen, we have to start with the basics. What exactly is an arbitration award, legally speaking? Is it just a piece of paper with a promise on it, or is it something more? And the answer comes down to this kind of fancy legal term, a chose in action. I know, it sounds super complicated, but stick with me, it's actually simple. Just think of it like a golden IOU. It's not the cash itself in your hand, but it's the legally bulletproof right to go get that cash. And that right? Well, it has its own special status in the eyes of the law. And check out how simple and powerful this logic is. Step 1. The law says a chosen action is legally defined as property. Step 2. An arbitration award is a chosen action. So what does that mean? It means that $900 million award isn't just some promise, it's property, as real as a car, or a building, or a stack of gold bars. And just so we're clear, this isn't some weird, sneaky legal loophole. This puts the award in the exact same box as other financial assets that businesses trade literally all the time. We're talking about things like accounts receivable, debts, other legal judgments. It's a standard, well-understood type of asset. Okay, great. So the award is property. We've got that down. Now, what are the rules for actually trading it? What does the IRS have to say when you start swapping assets around like this? Well, you might be surprised at how simple the IRS definition is. They say bartering is just when you exchange property or services for, well, other property or services. The magic words here are no direct cash involved. It's just a straight-up swap. And when you lay it out like this, it's just crystal clear. Let's go down the list. Does the IRS rule require a property to be transferred? Yep, the $900 million award is being assigned. Is it for other property or services? You betcha. Business services are being provided. And is there no direct cash? Check. It's entirely non-cash. It fits the definition like a glove. All right, now let's get to the question that I know is on your mind. How is this fair? I mean, do the services they're getting in return have to be worth exactly $900 million? This is where things get really interesting, thanks to a core idea in contract law. So let's just ask it plainly. Does the stuff Company B is giving in return have to be worth that insane 9-figure number? And here's the answer, straight from a core principle of contract law. Basically, courts don't get into the business of judging whether a deal is fair. As long as both sides are willing and they're exchanging things that have some value, the court isn't going to be the price police. They don't care who got the better deal. The fact that they both agreed, that's what matters. See, the key thing to remember is that this award has real, tangible economic value. This isn't some flimsy lottery ticket. It's a serious financial asset. You can collect on it, you can sell it, you can use it as collateral to get a loan, you could even barter it away for something else. It's an incredibly powerful and flexible tool. And here's the kicker, especially for legal and tax stuff. The fair market value, or FMV, of the award is its face value. It's that simple. So on the books, a $900 million award is treated as a $900 million asset. dollar for dollar. Now, you're probably thinking, a deal this huge can't just be a handshake agreement, right? And you'd be absolutely correct. This has to be formal, transparent, and totally by the book. So, how do you make $1 billion barter official? It's done through something called a formal barter exchange. You can think of it like a special kind of marketplace where companies can trade assets instead of using cash. This middleman, the exchange, makes sure everything is recorded properly. And that's super important because it triggers a major IRS rule. The whole deal has to be reported on a Form 1099-B. Yeah, the same kind of form you get when you sell stocks. And once again, let's run through the checklist. Is a barter exchange running the show? Yes. Is property being swapped? Yes. And most importantly, are the gross proceeds, that's the full $900 million face value, getting reported to the IRS? You better believe it. This is all out in the open, a totally transparent and reportable deal. So what's the big picture here? What's the bottom line? Well, this isn't just some clever one-off trick. It's a perfect example of a really powerful financial strategy called corporate barter. It's all about companies finding creative ways to unlock the value of assets they have that aren't cash. And believe it or not, this kind of thing is already happening all the time in the corporate world. Big companies are constantly trading assets like what's owed to them in receivables or the rights to future payments, even claims in ongoing lawsuits. And they trade them for real stuff, like advertising space or professional services. But, and this is the final really powerful point, an arbitration award isn't just another one of these assets. It's actually a stronger one. Why? Because unlike a simple IOU, it's already been through the legal process. It's been decided, it's final, it's binding, and you can take it to a court to enforce it. That makes it an incredibly secure, almost bulletproof asset to use in a trade like this. So to wrap it all up, an arbitration award, it's property. It's totally assignable and tradable in a barter deal. The contract is solid, even if the values don't seem perfectly matched. And the whole thing is completely transparent and reported to the IRS. Every single legal and financial box is ticked. And that really leaves us with a fascinating final question, doesn't it? If a legal judgment, just a piece of paper, can be turned into a powerful form of currency, it just makes you wonder, what other hidden assets are out there, sitting on balance sheets, just waiting for someone to figure out a new way to unlock their value? Answering that could be the next big thing in corporate finance.